Cognitive Surrogate Hypothesis. Artificial Cognition Replacing System 1. Abstract. This paper explores the cognitive surrogate hypothesis, which proposes that contemporary computational systems, particularly large language models, but extending to broader forms of cloud-based artificial cognition, are progressively substituting for the subconscious processes traditionally described as System 1 in Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky's dual process framework. Whereas System 2 denotes deliberate and rational reasoning, System 1 encompasses rapid, intuitive, and largely subconscious cognition. The central claim is that externalized computation now performs tasks once delegated to the subconscious, thereby restructuring the allocation of cognitive labor. Drawing on cognitive psychology, philosophy of mind, and theories of technological argumentation, Bostrom 2014, Kurzweil 2005. This paper examines the extent to which cloud computation already functions as a surrogate subconscious and considers the implications of this transition for human cognition, autonomy, and epistemology. Human cognition has long been described through the dual process model introduced by Kahneman and Tversky. System 2 corresponds to slow, deliberate, and rational thought, whereas System 1 represents fast, intuitive, and subconscious processes. Traditionally, System 1 computation accounts for the majority of cognitive activity, handling heuristics, pattern recognition, and memory retrieval. A striking example is the delayed recall of a forgotten name, which often emerges hours later without conscious effort, suggesting that subconscious processes continue operating independently of awareness. This paper asks whether contemporary computational systems, and in particular large language models, now externalize and increasingly substitute for such subconscious computation. 2. The allocation of cognitive resources. Research in cognitive science has attempted to estimate the relative contributions of System 1 and System 2 to human cognition. While exact figures vary, scholars generally agree that subconscious System 1 processes dominate everyday cognition. Evans, Stanovich, 2013. System 2 intervenes selectively, primarily for tasks demanding explicit reasoning. The cognitive surrogate hypothesis argues that as external systems take over more intuitive, generative, and associative functions, they increasingly act as surrogate for System 1. The act of posing a question to a search engine, or today to a large language model, resembles outsourcing a subconscious retrieval process to an external agent. 3. From the human colossus to cloud computation. Tim Urban's metaphor of the human colossus describes the collective cognitive output of billions of minds. Google and earlier search systems allowed individuals to access this reservoir, but with limited interpretive power. Large language models now sit atop this colossus, synthesizing and generating responses with the fluency of human intuition. Thus, cloud computation increasingly mirrors the subconscious role of System 1, fast, associative, and broadly context-sensitive. 4. Cognitive surrogacy and substitution. Kurzweil 2005 envisioned a future human-machine integration in which artificial systems extend biological cognition. Nick Bostrom 2014 cautioned that such systems may also surpass and eventually replace human contribution. The present reality suggests a more immediate phenomenon: substitution rather than augmentation. Tasks once handled by subconscious processes, recall, associative linking, intuitive problem-solving, are now performed externally. This constitutes a shift from bilateral to unilateral computation, echoing patterns described in the data cloud generation hypothesis. 5. Discussion. The substitution of subconscious computation raises several implications. Epistemologically, the source of intuition shifts from embodied processes to distributed computation. Psychologically, reliance on external surrogates may reduce the autonomy of the individual subconscious. Socially, authority over cognitive surrogacy concentrates in the institutions controlling computational infrastructures. At a broader level, the cognitive surrogate hypothesis suggests that humanity is undergoing a structural reallocation of cognition, with subconscious processes no longer strictly internal but increasingly externalized into artificial systems. 6. Conclusion. The cognitive surrogate hypothesis posits that contemporary computational systems already serve as externalized surrogates for System 1 processes. What was once subconscious and internal is now increasingly outsourced to distributed infrastructures. The implication is not merely augmentation, but substitution. Human cognition itself is being reorganized. Future research must examine the tipping point at which reliance on external surrogates fundamentally alters the balance between internal and external computation, and with it, the nature of human agency. Acknowledgement. This paper was prepared with partial assistance from AI-based tools. This paper was prepared with assistance from AI-based tools. This paper was prepared with assistance from AI-based tools. The responsibility for the ideas and conclusions rest with the author. References. Bostrom 2014, Superintelligence, Paths, Dangers, Strategies, Oxford University Press. Evans, Stanovich, Dual Process Theories of Higher Cognition, Advancing the Debate, Perspectives on Psychological Science. Kahneman, Thinking Fast and Slow, Farah, Strauss, and Girox. Or I can't speak. Kurzweil, The Singularity is Near, When Humans Transcend Biology. Wyke. Urban, The Human Colossus, Waitbart Weibel, and up until now an unnamed author, Data Cloud Superintelligence Generation Hypothesis.